And so we resist any feeling that is not happiness. And you know what they say, what you resist persists. And so we try to hold on really tight to the feeling of happiness, whatever we think that is, even if it's not actually making us happy, but we think it's supposed to be making us happy. And we're in denial about it because other people tell you, oh, you have it all, you have this and that, you should be happy. But yet we still don't feel happy. So find a way to Hello, beautiful beings of light. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Monica, and today's video is titled, Why I Gave Up on Being Happy. All right, so before we get into this video, I just want to apologize in advance that there is a lot of noise and commotion going on outside. I'm filming in the truck as I usually do, and currently I am in Wyoming on the border of South Dakota, which is where Sturgis is, and right now is the Sturgis motorcycle rally that happens annually for like the last 80 something years. And so there has just been tons and tons of motorcycles that have been passing by. I'm in an RV park right now that is right next to the highway. Like I can see it, it's just literally in front of me. So you will hear the noise of the motorcycles going by periodically. Hopefully it does not distort the sound so much that you can't hear my voice. I'm not sure how this video is going to sound until I get editing and see how it comes out. And also it is like 90 something degrees today, so I have to have the truck windows cracked a bit, otherwise I'm just going to be sweating up a storm and I'll be too uncomfortable to film. So now with that disclaimer, let's get into the video. So I know this title might seem a bit like a strange title, like why would anyone ever give up on happiness unless they're really sad or really depressed or just kind of even apathetic about life, where they're experiencing apathy, which is kind of like the lack of enthusiasm for life. And although I have experienced all of those emotions, just like I'm sure pretty much every human being has at some point or will during their lifetime, that is not what I mean about giving up on happiness. So let me try to explain more. Within the last, I would say, week or so, maybe couple of weeks, I have came to this conclusion that I am no longer striving to be happy. And the reason for that is because if you ask most people what they want in life, most of them will say, or maybe think, I just want to be happy. And happiness is relative. It's different for everybody. What their definition of happiness means and what they feel like they want or need in order to attain being happy. And what is happiness? It's a feeling. It's an emotion. What is an emotion? It's energy in motion. We are all beings of energy. Everything in the universe is made up of energy, and feelings are also energy that we experience while we're in this human physical 3D form. So when it comes to manifestation, and you ask people what they want to manifest, or if they're trying to manifest and they write down certain things. It could be anything from the most common things would be to have more money or to be rich, maybe to win the lottery. It may be to find love, your soulmate, your partner. It may be that you want more friends, or you want a better job, or you want a nicer house or a nicer car, or to travel. It could be anything. And when you dig down to the core reason as to why people want what they want when they're manifesting, it all comes down typically to a feeling. They feel that if they're in love, or if they are rich, or if they have financial freedom to travel, if they have nicer material things, that it will bring them happiness. And that makes sense because we live in a world, especially in the Western world, that teaches us that The ultimate goal of life is simply to be happy, whatever form that brings. And we're constantly being bombarded by advertisements everywhere, whether it be on billboards and buses and in TV shows and commercials and movies and everywhere you can think of. We're constantly being advertised things that are trying to be sold to us. And pretty much in every advertisement, it brings a feeling of, or at least it conveys a feeling of, if you buy this product, you will be happy. Because everybody that they hire, these models, right, these actors, they're constantly smiling and everything is just so amazing and their life has changed now that they bought this product, right? And what I started questioning a while ago, I guess I should say, is the fact that that doesn't really reflect what I see in the real world. If you know my story, I have lived a lot of places. I have traveled a lot of places. I'm currently a full-time RVer. I travel throughout the United States. I have been a lot of different towns and cities and states and even some countries. And everywhere I go, I see these same advertisements everywhere of smiling, happy people. Yay, so happy, right? But yet, in my reality, wherever I go places, when I go out in public, when I go to stores, when I go to all kinds of various places, people, for the most part, look so opposite of happy. They look sad, they look depressed, they look angry and bitter, resentful. They sometimes will just kind of look bleh, neutral. And a lot of times, my husband and I have talked about this, they look like walking zombies. They look like they're barely alive. And it's very uncomfortable for me because I am naturally, I think, a more positive person, maybe than the average person. I think there's a lot of negativity. There's also a lot of positivity. I think I just range to be a little bit more positive about the outlook of life. And then also, I am kind of naturally happy in the sense, like, I think I do have a higher vibration maybe than the average collective vibration. And I do work towards that because I do know the kind of key ways to raise your vibration, and I know how important it is for attracting and manifesting what you want in your life, which is how I've manifested my soulmate, my husband, and my dream life. And so my husband's kind of the same way too. And so, like, when we go out in public, we're constantly like laughing, and we're making jokes, and we're having a good time, and we both kind of have that like inner child innocence about life. Like, we still see we still see the wonder and the awe and the surprise that life has. We haven't let it keep us so down that we've lost that innocence completely, as a lot of people do as they grow into adulthood and even older. Not always, but it does happen quite frequently. And so he'll ask me, my husband will be like, are we the only people who ever smile or laugh or joke or have fun? And I'm like, sometimes it seems like it. The only other time we usually see it is if there's teenagers or kids, not typically adults in their 30s like us. And I it's just a natural response for me. When I pass somebody like in an aisle, I smile at them. And most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, people will just kind of scowl back at me or just like look at me like, what's your problem? Or just kind of give me a dirty look. And it's never comfortable, but I never stop smiling because that's just who I am as a person. If I stop doing that and like let the world kind of get me down, depending on my environment, I don't like to change my feelings about life just based on the circumstances I'm in at that moment, or the environment I'm in, and the energy or the vibration of the room. I still want to be myself, and I don't want to mask that, even if it makes other people uncomfortable. But that's not to say that I don't get quite a few people who smile back, or even smile first, or say hi, or just extremely polite. I'm just talking about what I see more than often than not. So, for happiness being the ultimate goal, for what it seems like society and the world, from what we've been brought up with, from schooling, from our parents and family and our friends, And even social media. Social media can be this platform where people portray their highlights of their life, and including myself. I do that myself. I don't typically post pictures of myself. I like to post uplifting quotes and sayings and just pictures of my nature photography with a positive quote under it. But I don't typically talk too much about the times that I'm feeling down or sad or in a bad mood. I will more so on the channel here. I talk about my trials and tribulations and all kinds of crazy stuff that happens. But on my Instagram, that's my only other social media, I just try to keep it pretty positive and uplifting, because I know I know how it is, and I know what it's like to be down, and I just want to spread that like goodness around and that healing energy. But yeah, social media is such an easy way, as we all know, to portray like you have this perfect life, or to act, or to put on this persona that everything's good and great, and look at my life, and look how gorgeous I am, and look at all these amazing places I can go. And it's not the full spectrum of real life for that person. And I know quite a few people who've posted things on social media saying, "Oh, I love my partner, my relationship, and I'm so happy," and they're like so unhappy in real life. And I'm sure most of you watching know people like that too. Or people be like, "Oh, look how happy I am," and then they'll be like, "I am so freaking depressed right now." So why is it? Why do we feel like we have to have that image of being happy all the time? And I think it's because that's what we've been told. That's what we've been conditioned. That's the American dream. That's what everybody wants. They want to be happy. They want it all in this lifetime. But contrary to that belief, we're not all happy, and we're not all happy all the time. There are always going to be things that happen in our life that are going to cause us to not feel happy in that moment. Sometimes that moment is for a few hours. It could be days, it could be months, it could be even years. Grief is one of the strongest emotions that cause us not to feel happy in the moment, because maybe we just broke up with someone, or someone broke up with us, the love of our life at that time, or someone close to us has just passed away. So it is very unrealistic to expect to be happy all the time. And after discovering that, I realized I didn't even want to make happiness the ultimate goal for myself. Because happiness, just like any other emotion, comes and goes in waves. And I believe that we are here to experience the full spectrum of emotions, energy, emotion, all of the feelings, all of it, not just happiness, in order to expand our consciousness, in order for personal growth and to learn. Because if we were just happy all the time, we wouldn't be learning much. And as we know, life would probably get quite boring. There'd be no contrast. And we live in a dualistic world, black, white, up, down, in, out, in order to experience everything. So many times we think, oh, if I manifest this thing, if I manifest the love of my life, if I manifest the dream home and the dream job and all the money, I'm all of a sudden going to be happy forever. Maybe we don't consciously think that, but I think subconsciously we think, oh, we just need this one thing, then we'll be happy. And then we get that thing and we're happy for a while, and then something happens. Maybe we lose it, or maybe they leave, or maybe we have it, but it still doesn't satisfy that like void we feel inside of ourselves. And so then naturally we go to the next thing. Okay, well, now that I got the dream job, now I got to get the dream house. Now, if I just get the dream house, then you get the dream house, you're happy for a while, and then you're like, crap, this still isn't doing it for me. And so you have to keep attaining and searching. And that's not to say that it's not good or it's bad to manifest what you want. I totally don't think that's an issue. I really do believe it's finding that, I don't even want to say happiness, but finding that contentment inside of yourself and being with yourself, getting to know yourself, working with your shadows, kind of clearing out those old beliefs. And when you already feel pretty satisfied with what you already have and you feel gratitude for it, that's when you attain more. That's when more is drawn to you magnetically without you even really trying. It'll almost be effortless. So manifesting is just a byproduct of how you naturally feel. And we don't have to hold on to that belief that we have to feel happy all the time in order to manifest what we want. So now what I do is I just consciously allow myself to feel whatever I'm feeling in the moment and know again that this too shall pass, however long it takes. Because there'll be some days that I just will feel relatively happy for like days, like 3 or 4 days. And then something will happen. Or sometimes not even something will happen. Maybe it's because something didn't happen, or just because I feel kind of bored or stagnant that I feel sad. And I try to resist. I used to try to resist that sadness or resist that anger or anything that was not happiness because it felt wrong. We're kind of almost told subconsciously that it's wrong to feel anything but happy all of the time. And so we resist any feeling that is not happiness. And you know what they say, what you resist persists. And so we try to hold on really tight to the feeling of happiness, whatever we think that is, even if it's not actually making us happy, but we think it's supposed to be making us happy. And we're in denial about it because other people tell you, oh, you have it all, you have this and that, you should be happy. But yet we still don't feel happy. And the tighter we try to hold on to something like a feeling or a material thing or a person, or holding on to something that we don't feel like we yet have, like, I really want money. I really want money. And so we're so attached to that wanting money, right? And the more we say, I really, really want something, then it's like the universe is hearing, I really, really don't have that thing. And so we manifest more lack of that thing. So if we're like, I really, really, really want happiness, I just want it, I want it, I want it, even though you're not feeling happy and you're trying all these different things to be happy, then you're saying, I really, really, really don't feel happy. And so we resist all the other feelings, once again, that are not happiness. And when we resist those, it's like we can bury those feelings down. We can be in denial. We can reject. We can suppress any other emotions, sad, angry, depressed, boredom, apathy, all of the anxiety, all the other things that I kind of mentioned before. And they don't go away. We just keep bearing them down, which acts more as a barrier, it feels like, to the higher vibrational feelings such as love, joy, bliss, happiness. But once we stop, acknowledge those feelings, let them come up as they may, observe them, process them, then we can let them go. And then we'll be more of a clear flowing channel for emotions to move through us quicker. So we can process them quicker. So we're not holding on to them for so long. As long as we accept that no one feeling is going to last forever. It's about diversity, of riding the waves of change. And once I started doing that, well, I honestly started feeling more happier at the times that I did feel happy. It was like it was amplified. It wasn't as muted before. And so I do feel all of my feelings pretty intensely. And sometimes, I won't lie, it feels so freaking uncomfortable. Like to the point where it almost feels like it's gonna kill me. I'm like, oh, I can't sit with this uncomfortable feeling of like rage or like deep, extreme sadness anymore. It just hurts. It's so painful. But I still face it. I face my fear and I face those emotions, and I will literally just sit and just feel it all, And you can express your emotions in healthy ways as well. You can write poetry or journal or go for a walk and, feel your feelings and think your thoughts, or sit in meditation, or any way you can think to do it that's healthy, that's not taking it out on someone else and yelling at them or blaming someone else, or all of those sort of things. But it's actually creating that space of allowing all of those emotions to come through, not just happiness. We just seek happiness and reject all the other feelings, then that is the ultimate way to actually not be happy, in my opinion, to not fully feel happy. And although happiness is still my more dominant emotion than my other emotions, because like I said, I can go days with feeling happy, and then I'll feel sad or down about something for a little while, and sometimes I think that sad down feeling is going to last forever, and then one moment after that it's like, oh, I feel good, I feel better, I'm going to go do something fun, not because I feel like I have to try to chase happiness, just because I want to, because I feel good now. And just like happiness, sadness doesn't last forever either. It comes and goes. And it's just a way of telling us how we're feeling in the moment, what our thoughts are, to help us get to know ourselves better and to navigate the world. So that is my video for today. I hope that came across pretty clearly, made sense. And yeah, now that I've, like I said before, just now that I've kind of let go and detached from feeling like I have to be happy and happiness is the ultimate end goal, the end all to be all, which, we still have, I'm only 31. I still probably have a good amount of life left, and it's unrealistic to think that I'm just going to be happy forever and every moment. And that's okay. I welcome all the other emotions, I face them, and I let them go. Easier said than done, I know. It's a practice. It's something that I haven't mastered, but I am practicing every day as much as I can, and just being conscious of how I feel. Right. Thank you guys so much for being here, and if you like this video, make sure to give it a like, a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed, then make sure to subscribe if you want, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video. And as always, I hope to see you in my next video. Bye everyone. Peace, love, and light.